And good morning, welcome in. It's time for Your Life Matters with clinical social worker Dr. Beth Plachetka from Safe Harbor Counseling and Dr. Beth Speaks. And we bring on Dr. Beth via the phone lines this morning. How are we doing today, Doctor?
I'm good, Mike. How are you doing?
Doing pretty well, as we're looking forward to another show here today. Our listeners getting set for some good information over these next few minutes. What do you have for us?
Well, because it's, September and Labor Day and all that stuff, thoughts of my early work were going through my head. And the mental health lessons, the life lessons that I learned while I was working just kept coming up. So I thought I'd share a few and see if they resonate with any of the listeners. And I'm very curious please jump in, Mike, if you have any early learning life lessons in work or even late life.
Sure.
We all learn. But I don't know about you, my very first, and I'm going to say job, was the neighbor lady wanted to go next door for something. She had to pick something up or whatever. She's going to be gone just 20 minutes or so. Her little baby was sound asleep in bed. She didn't want to wake her up. She asked me to babysit. All I had to do was sit in a chair with the phone, ready to call her if she woke up. I wasn't supposed to get her up. I wasn't supposed to do anything. I was just supposed to monitor her. I was the live monitor. And I remember feeling so important and respected and honored that she would trust me to do that. And I got paid. I think it was $0.25 for that 20 minutes back then, but
wow. It
was awesome, What was your first job, Mike?
I think mine was a little more official than that. I want to say it was, and I'm probably forgetting like mowing lawns or something like that, but I was a short order cook in a bowling alley as a teenager.
My gosh.
At the snack shop, yeah.
I felt important.
Oh, yeah, I felt pretty important there too because, people are coming in and ordering food, and it's up to me to, prepare it well, and you had to just treat each meal with importance and make it as tasty as possible and all the rest of that. So.
Right, and as a teenager, you were serving adults who would often probably say thank you.
Yeah, most times.
But, yeah, and sometimes, and you had to deal with criticism too, right?
Yes, exactly.
Not everybody likes it. Well, and then what my official job was in high school, I worked at a neighborhood grocery store, which I think taught me all about what I wanted to do in life and working with people, is because, everybody eats. People of all ages, all nationalities, people who, are business professionals, live at home, are retired, everything, And I used to be very shy. Now I'm on the radio, but I used to be very shy. And I found that it was easy to talk to people when you had something to talk about. Like, hi, how was your day? Here's your food. Would you like some help? The common features of people, there's the differences just help us identify them. But the rest, we have so much in common. And I spent 6 years there. I loved it. That's also where I found out that you can't make decisions on your own. I've been there long enough that somebody came in and they wrote a check, and I didn't know them well, but we had accepted checks. And when I took it, took it like we normally would, they came back twice more and write 2 more checks, only to find out that all 3 of them were no good.
Uh-oh.
I know, and my boss said to me, okay, when somebody comes in that you don't know, you have to ask me regardless, because that's a lot of money to lose in a business. I felt pretty bad.
Yeah, it's a lesson you learn, I guess.
And then when it was time to move on, after 6 years, I felt like, it was a matter of they depended on me. They didn't depend on me. They had their own business. But, learning to let go and still appreciate the experience you had. And even as an adult, next month I'll be talking about bullying again because it's bullying month. And my experience of being a target of bullying just reinforced that you can't change your values when someone is mean to you. Now, that didn't mean I liked it, didn't mean I stayed. It just meant if I was going to continue doing a good job, and you can't change, You have to keep going no matter what.
That's good advice.
And I would imagine, too, that there's a part of your work that you don't like, because there's a part of mine, and it's been consistent throughout all of my actual work career outside of being a student. The paperwork is my least favorite part of work. I like talking to people. I like providing a service. And the paperwork I do because I have to. And, I think that's important for people to remember that not everything is going to be pleasant in work. If you don't have some kind of structure in which you're doing something meaningful for yourself and other people, it can all just blend in. And one final lesson that I learned just in general over time is that not everything that people say is 100% true, and that it's okay to be kind and respectful and appropriate and not act on everything that you're told first go around without checking. Like the checkbook, like when somebody says, I'll give you a ride someplace and they don't show up. I mean, all of those things I think are really good for us to keep in mind, and knowing those things and knowing what our skills are in our work is good for our mental health.
Well, reminder, folks can go online to get more information on this topic or anything that we've discussed on these previous shows, and even listen to these shows at safeharboril.com. There's also a Facebook page where you can check out different topics and sources and resources for these topics. And you can always call, too, 630-466-8657. That's all the time we have on today's show, but we'll join Dr. Beth again next week from Safe Harbor Counseling with Your Life Matters.